Students, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we will clear the third equilibrium level according to J.M. Keynes, which is over full employment level. So let us start. The concept of excess demand or inflationary gap in the economy. According to classical school, there will be only one equilibrium level in the economy, and that is full employment level. But as Keynes has explained that there will two more equilibrium levels also, underemployment equilibrium or over full employment equilibrium. So first of all, let us start with the meaning of excess demand. Excess demand means when AD is more than AS, or when aggregate demand exceeds aggregate supply corresponding to full employment level. This is known as excess demand in the economy. Let us explain the concept with the help of a diagram. We are taking the level of income, output, and employment on x-axis and aggregate demand and aggregate supply on y-axis. I am preparing aggregate supply curve at 45-degree angle. Aggregate supply or Y or C plus S. Then aggregate demand ADF, which represents aggregate demand at full employment level. So here point E, AD is equal to AS. At this point E, which represents full employment level. So I am preparing a level of full employment. This is OY level of income, also represents full employment level. Here AD is equal to AS. At this point E, AD is equal to AS. Aggregate demand is equal to aggregate supply. And now I am preparing, as well as due to some reasons AD moves upward from AD to ADO, over full employment level. Then this will be the new equilibrium level, which indicates over full employment level. So let us write down which are the causes of excess demand. Why aggregate demand shifts upward from ADF to ADO. This is a situation of excess demand in the economy. What are the reasons why AD shifts upward? Causes of excess demand. Number 1, rise in private final consumption expenditure. Number 2, maybe rise in government final consumption expenditure. Number 3, rise in investment expenditure in the economy. Number 4, rise in export of goods and services. Number 5, fall in taxes. So these are some reasons which I have written. Number 1, rise in private final consumption expenditure, so that aggregate demand shifts upward from ADF to ADO. Then rise in government final consumption expenditure, rise in investment expenditure, rise in exports, or fall in prices. So these are some reasons due to which aggregate demand exceeds from ADF to ADO. Now let us prepare inflationary gap. G.M. Keynes, in his Keynesian theory, he has explained that after reaching full employment level, aggregate supply will goes parallel to y-axis. This is the concept given by G.M. Keynes. So the new equilibrium level will be where new aggregate demand exceeds aggregate demand and aggregate supply intersect each other on point E1. This is over full employment level. So this line will be, I am representing this aggregate supply as a dotted line, because economy can't produce at this particular level. Ultimately, I am removing this supply curve, aggregate supply, because after reaching full employment level, aggregate supply goes parallel to y-axis. This concept is given by G.M. Keynes. Why we can't study this over full employment level of income, output and employment? Because economy is already in full employment level. All the resources which are available in the economy, those are fully employed, already fully employed. So we can't increase the level of output and we can't increase the level of employment, because surplus labor is not available. Whichever labor is available, that is already fully employed. So we can't do production beyond OY level of income. So in this way we can write which will be the effects of excess demand or inflationary gap in the economy. First of all, let us see which will be the inflationary gap. This is the full employment level in the economy, EY. EY is full employment level, and here instead of E1 I am writing down F. So this excess of demand from E to F, this indicates so this level indicates from E to F inflationary gap in the economy. So effects of inflationary gap. Number 1, देखो here no change in output level, no change in output. Number 2, no change in output, no change, employment level, no change in employment. Number 3, no change in income, rather there will be rise in prices, because we will try to clear the demand with the help of available resources. We will try to fill up the demand with the help of available aggregate supply in the economy. Here supply is constant, no increase in supply, rather demand will increases, so there will be inflationary gap or rise in prices in the economy. This is the main effect, inverse effect in the economy. And ultimately how we can remove this inflationary gap from the economy, as well as demand will fall short from AD0 to ADF, then ultimately we will again be in a position of full employment in the economy. So inflationary gap, that can be find out as AD over full employment level, it means this is the actual situation in the economy, minus ADF, aggregate demand at full employment level, and the difference between them is EF. So EF is the inflationary gap. So ADF is required aggregate demand for full employment, required aggregate demand for full employment, and this is actual demand. When this actual demand will falls short up to full employment, then inflationary gap can be removed from the economy. So in this way we can calculate inflationary gap. So that's all regarding this topic of excess demand and inflationary gap in the economy. The main cause of inflationary gap is due to excess demand. First of all, there will be excess demand in the economy, and these are the main causes of excess demand. First of all, these causes occurs, then there will be excess demand in the economy, and this excess demand that causes inflationary gap in the economy. So in this way we can explain the concept of excess demand or inflationary gap. So do subscribe my channel to see more videos related to the concept. Thank you.